Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another Immortal VR stream. Now, in case you're wondering, um, tonight's going to be a very interesting stream because tonight is also my first art stream. So, before I get into that, I'm going to start sharing this around because, as you can kind of tell, I've kind of went straight into I've kind of been thrown straight into it. So, I guess what I'll do is while I'm sending on the links, I'll just discuss like what happened over the last couple of days. So for most of you who may have popped by maybe on Thursday, I was doing a stream on Thursday, but apparently it crashed and uh, there was data corrupted, so I had to delete the stream from that time. However, hopefully hopefully I can get this stream over and done with now, and I'll eventually get around to sorting this once I have my information sorted. Now, I came up with a couple of ideas on what I wanted to do on tonight's stream, and then with the occasional ideas floating around, I came up with the idea that for those of you who grew up in the 90s, I'm actually going to attempt to do a bit of sculpting tonight, and I'm going to actually do it as the Iron Giant. You know, the one that was done by Vin Diesel. So now that I have that information sorted, welcome to the stream. As we see here, this is kind of like what I've got to work with. So I have to limit about how much of my work area I can work on. So for my for my perspective, I'm actually going to put a red marker into all of these corners just so I can actually be aware of where the corners are, so at least I'm not making them too small. At least in this way, it actually kind of helps out. Also, yeah, apologies if my hand's just a bit shaky like that. It's still kind of getting, I'm still kind of getting used to using these, especially when it comes to making art streams like this. So, okay, so we have our four corners tallied up. Ugh, I hate the fact that the sun's behind us. So honestly, this can change like the time of day. So I can have it at night if I want to. I can have it at dusk. But for me, I think having it above for midday should be fine for me. Okay, so I am currently standing like in the middle of my workspace. And of course, like I said, I'm going to actually do. Hello? Don't you just love it when the sun just decides to switch off? Come on. Oh, that's the moon. Whoops. Hey, I didn't click that. Come on. Why did it get dark all of a sudden? I don't, I don't know. Well, I guess this is my lighting I'm working with. Actually, ooh, that actually makes my gray look a bit more black. That's not what I'm looking for. Hang on. Give me a second. Well, if the sun doesn't want to work, I might as well put a light bulb in its place. Okay, hang on. Is my game literally just breaking here? Because... Okay, hang on. Let me just start fresh again. Okay, so... Empty. Oh! God damn, that's bright. Oh. Okay, so I can't destroy that. Wait, am I just literally stuck with this tiny little bulb? Yeah. I'm gonna turn off the fog because it makes it easier on me. I'm gonna turn off that. I don't know, should I keep floor grid on because that kind of gives me a sense that I'm, you know, that I've actually got a floor below me. Well, a partial floor, I should say. And of course, my headset is fogging up, so this isn't going too well. Normally, I used to be told that it takes about 10 minutes for the VR headset to warm up, but of course, I can't really wait that long, as you know, I do have time to kind of work around with. I do apologize for any random sounds you hear in like clicking or other random sounds because that's just me trying to adjust my. This I don't know. I think I'm gonna deal with this. Um, see, that's the snap, but I'm turning that off. And of course, I don't have free rotation on that one. So, I don't know what it means two hand up, but push. Oh. Oh, okay. So let's put it back to free. Oh, shit. Okay, there we go. So now I can actually move it in any direction. As for this, I guess, as for this miniature thing here, I may have to just, like, bury this within whatever, you know, with what I'm working with. But of course, I'm under no time constraints tonight. That's gonna be weird. Alright, so. Let's mark these corners. Well, let's remark these corners, I should say. Kind of weird. I think just for my sake, I'm just gonna keep the sun behind me because last time I messed with that, it ended up breaking my whole game. It's kind of not what I want right now. Okay. Oh, perfect. There you go. So, now that we got that over and done with, I can actually hopefully try to move on with getting the Iron Giant set up. So I, I wonder if I'm just actually gonna put that there. Kind of a bit small if you think about it. See, I'm not making a whole body of the Iron Giant. I'm just gonna try and make a bust of his head. So I need something that, that's big enough, but it's not gonna be insanely big. If that makes any sense. Okay, so say that was the actual length. Sorry about the jittery part there. I say that could work. Like, I could probably go maybe a tad bit bigger. Well, uh, hmm. See, most of tonight's stream is going to be like all trial and error, but I'm sure I'll get there. Oh, that. To be honest, I actually think that works. Outlast. Well, I did see your message there, Outlast. I know it's not proper art, but this is art nonetheless, because to most people, art can come in many shapes and forms, whether it be in virtual reality or whether it's done by hand. You know, it it varies. Okay, so I I think if I get the shape of the head about right. Actually, I came up with this idea because when looking at reference photographs of this, I was actually considering this, that most of the Iron Giant's head normally consists of like a it's like a cylinder. Oh, actually, hang on. While I'm actually here, I'm actually gonna put on mirror mode, because then that should work in my favor. So did I actually get that in the middle? Technically I did, but I'm just slightly off. Oh, too big. See, if I wanted to, I could use the mirror tool and just make a body like that. Actually, then again, that actually might actually work. Yeah. So if we start here in the center, come outwards, or actually if we go beyond the middle, because then this can match, and we come down here, nope, too far. If we go there, that actually might work. You know, for, although, I think from here, it'll be, it'll be kind of more like this shape, and then I could fill this in, like, something like this. And then of course I actually have a smoothing tool, so well, I didn't get a chance to actually read the message there, so apologies on that one, Outlast, but to be honest, like, I'm sticking with what I usually say with how art can be anything. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, to some people, art is sketching, drawing, other stuff like that. Well, in other words, like, for me, sculpting does work with the sense of art because the only thing you're working with is the thought of your imagination. Basically, I always think that art can always be done, providing that it's to work with the set mindset of your imagination. You know, you can agree with me all you want, but I'm going to stick to that story. And I have to say, like, if you're not really happy with what I choose or how I describe art for myself, then you pretty much know where the back door is. Okay, so I can bring that down so that's level. And then I can carve. I can carve a little bit off here. Next is kind of smoothing it out again. See, if it comes to it, I could probably thicken it up a bit as well. Alright, so I'm just gonna curve this off because okay, so we have somewhat of a body for our little giant. We even have the little circle pieces where his arms could attach. Actually, I think mainly with the Iron Giant, I think a majority of his arms were pretty much like. Let's see. I think for the arms, I'll make them on a separate layer. So his arm could link in like that. And then. Where is it? And then you had this. Well, Outlast, if you think it's bad, you know where the back door is. I'm not going to tolerate any kind of trolling or negativity in these streams. You know where the back door is. So basically, I think you can. Alright, so that should work for his forearm. Actually, yeah, that's decreasing it. Right. So I can smoothen this out so that this part of the arm kind of attaches to the rest of it. Right, so we'll see how that looks on the other side. Yeah, that looks decent enough. I can maybe tweak that a bit and fix up here. There we go. Now just maybe smoothing this out a bit. So now that I have kind of somewhat of a basic structure done, I can work on another section, and I can kind of like bring the, it's like I can bring the chest piece out and then kind of push this in. And then smooth that out. At least then that way I can create depth. Alright, so smooth this out. Right, so I can tweak this a little bit better. Actually, what I can actually do is I can actually tweak this a little bit more. Okay, so add another layer. Okay, so normally how the Iron Giant's chest plate looks, it's more like something along this kind of line. But I think it's actually a lot lower, so it's around there. Bring that up to about there. And then what I can do is, because that's too thick, I can actually carve that down a bit. And then I can smooth that out. Actually, if I can remember correctly, there's actually a section like that, so I can carve most of this and kind of try to get into a basic shape if I can. No, not yet. I don't want to save it right now. Right, so let's sort out this mess. Actually, let's say maybe bring that to there and then connect that like that. That could actually work. So carve some of that down. Then smooth that out. And that should somewhat make it a formidable chest plate for the Iron Giant. Now, I actually know that, not only the Giant's torso, like, oops. Not only I know the Giant's torso, not only circulars around a pivot joint in his waist. So, if I can angle that properly. And then I actually smooth that out. There we go. And just maybe tweak this a little. Sorry, wrong one. So, just carve a little bit like that. Okay, so I can do it maybe a bit of smoothing here on this part of his chest plate because it doesn't seem to like it, like, you know, it doesn't want to seem to want to fit well with this. So I think what I'll do is any discrepancies that look bad, I can probably like tweak out and then smooth it off. Okay, that's looks like it's smudged it a bit. Alright, so I know that the giant normally has kind of like these pectoral section, so that's too deep. Unless I could just leave it like that and I could just paint in the outline. Yeah, I might actually just do that instead. Right, so I need to tally up the head a bit. Okay, so starting from here, and we have a gray color. So if this is his body, we're going to want his head about something like around here. Because at least then that way I can come in with his neck like that. And then that could work. So let's tweak the head. Now, of course, we don't want the head too big because he does have like this little it's like a little visor thing on top of his head that he makes him different from the rest. So I think what I'll do is I can actually turn off mirror mode here, and then I can actually just tweak on his face like around here. Now I know that he's a bit flat in the front, so I might bring his head out to about there. Now, obviously, this is like his head without the, without the lower part of his jaw. So, first one, let's smooth this out and see how we can work with it on this one. And, the good thing about art is the fact that, there's no time left, there's no rush. You can literally go at whatever pace suits you. Like, for me, I'm not going to try to rush through this because I am going to try my best to see how much of this guy I can get done, and I'm going to work on him at a slower pace, just so that I can be certain that I can actually get this to work. Actually, if I delete that gets rid of his entire head, so I know that his head is mainly a cylindrical shape. of this sort. And then I know like the top of his head is a dome, so I think if we work with this, alright, let's see. So if I actually place his head there, okay, so I got somewhat of the shape of his head sorted. I just need to flatten it out in like the front and on the side. At least in that way I can actually get somewhat of his shape sorted. There we go. And then I think for his jaw, I'll actually use this ring. So I could pull that down to there. It kind of gives that kind of overlap of his lower jaw. Actually, if anything better, I can actually I can actually maybe work this into my advantage by increasing its height there. So his jaw will be about there. So I could pull that down. And actually, instead of blending that with the rest of his head, I can actually bring it down like, oh boy, okay, that's that's a no-go. Bring that there, cover that should make some sort of bulk for his jaw. Now, of course, I need to smoothen out down here. Because as we all know, he doesn't have, like... Well, he doesn't really have, like, a back of the jaw. But he doesn't have, like... this kind of rigidness to it. So I think... Oh, no, that's not good. Oh, I'm gonna try to see, can I fix this? I think it was like a little bit of glue. And now I can smoothen that out. Okay, so I think when most of him kind of have this basic shape done, I can now start maybe tweaking more on the shape of him. So for his sides of his jaw, they're more... What's the word I'm looking for? They're more kind of pressed in. You know, like, it's the way his... It's kind of like as if his... It's kind of like his jaw curled inwards. And it kind of gives this kind of shape to his jaw, so it makes it look like it's more box-like. And of course, I need to shave off kind of like pretty much majority of the bulk on the side. Yeah, so as we can see, the shape of his jaw is kind of coming along nicely. Apparently this is like the only smoothing brush I've got, so I'm gonna have to kind of run in with this and kind of flatten what I can and maybe tweak others. And then you see I can smooth this out and it adds more of that kind of style. Now, normally he has this kind of look about him, you know, something that where his jaw goes up like that and then connects to like just below his eye sockets. So I can tweak that. So then that kind of blends in with the rest of his jaw. Okay, so obviously with this bulb, it makes it difficult for me to see what I'm actually doing. So there we go. That should work. So just smooth this out. There we go. So it adds bulk to his jawline there. So at least now, it actually he's starting to take shape. And of course, I'm actually doing this just by memory because I was looking at a lot of reference photos and there are just like a few, you know, there are just a few things that I can slightly remember when it comes to creating the Iron Giant. Now, okay, of course, now I had to blend the back of his head here. Okay, that works. Now, I know that there is a... Oh boy, okay, so he's got, like, this little thing like that. Now I don't want to make it too thick, and I don't want to make it look like as if he's got a horn or anything like that. I just kind of want to make sure, you know, that this little thing is actually recognized. You know, it's kind of recognized as something along this line. And hang on. There we go. So, no, I'm not painting. I'm not done yet. Okay, so now I need to smoothen this out, just so I can actually there we go. So I kind of need to tweak it here on the side. So bring that down like that, and then use the refine tool to tweak it on either side. Then, you know, just constantly keep working on it until it's smooth. And just tweak that. That should be vaguely familiar to what he looks like. Now, normally with the Iron Giant, he has he normally has these oh, no, that's the wrong one that I'm looking for. He normally has like these little rivets kind of like embedded in his skull. And normally these are used mainly for holding his jaw in place. Yeah, so it's more like this kind of design. And then, obviously, it'll be like this, but obviously contorting that kind of ruins the facial expression around here. So I'm gonna come in here and possibly smooth this out to as best as I can. Actually, I think I took too much off that one. Oh, there we go. So and then you can actually shrink this down, but I feel like I can actually change this. But while I'm working on that, I'll actually smooth this out a bit more. Because apparently this does not want to sync up. So basically, this doesn't want to sync up with the head. So it still seems a bit too small. Actually, hang on. I just thought of something. How about I do this? And then maybe smooth it out. I don't know, that's... that just makes it worse. I think the only thing I can do is come in here and actually smooth it out this way. Because at least then this isn't all that bumpy as much then. And then as you can see, it does give like those rivets on the side of his skull. And then all I have to do is literally put a screw in it. Now of course, like the screw normally sits kind of deeper into the skull. Yeah, so that's going to be more like it. And then I think on the other side it matches. So that is perfect. So let's see. What else can we do here? I guess what we could do is we can tweak his eyes now. So his eyes are going to be about there. That's a bit too close. How's that? Yep, that actually looks like it works. I'm actually quite impressed with that. Okay, so once again, as I said, I'm going to come in with the smooth tools and kind of smooth out the face. I think I'll carve a bit more, like, out the eyes, because normally the Iron Giant has these big, kind of glowing eyes. So I'm gonna put that in there. Get the yellow and get glowing. Actually, I think he's got more of a... It's like this kind of color, isn't it? So let's see if we can fix this. So, there we go. Oh, hang on. Where did it, where did his screws go? I definitely thought I put his screws in. Oh well. No matter. All I have to do is just retweak them. No, I don't want to save quite yet because I am far from done. There we go. So, he still needs some smoothing around the eyes. Actually, oh yeah, so basically he actually he actually entirely loses the fringe of his head there. Actually, not only that, he also loses the bolts on the side of his head. So I think what I should actually do is I'm actually going to maybe redo his eyes. So as you can see, we can literally come into a skull here and actually be able to remove these glowing sections. Actually, while I'm at it, I can also limit about how much of this is shown. Actually, instead of doing that, I could just do and then I can smoothen that out. Because I don't think it tweaks all that much on the outside. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. And I think we can actually tweak that a little bit. Let's see, what layer are we on? Okay, so we're not on the one about his... Oh, there we go. So, let's add in a piece in here. And then smooth it out again. Okay, so far we have the head, we got the torso, and then we have some of his arms. Now, I know, like, down here he's got these kind of big, bulky arms. Something like... Hang on, let's see if we can actually measure them. So his arms are like that, but they come inwards at like this kind of angle. I could tweak them around a bit. So put that there. And then what I can actually do is I can actually um never had that happen before. Yeah, because that was actually an internet problem. Am I still streaming? Yeah, I'm still currently on air. Okay. Yep, okay. Great, I got a fright there. I actually thought that I actually got disconnected from my stream. And smooth this out. See, I know he has these kind of cylindrical sections of his hands. I feel like I might have mistweaked them a bit, so I can get rid of them just like this. Oh, no I can't because that just ruins the whole thing, so. I wonder how far back I can actually go to undo this. Because I think I might actually tweak these and put them onto a separate... Okay, there we go. I think what I might do is... I'll put them onto a separate... kind of column like that. And then I can carve like stuff off like this in angles. Hmm. Okay, so... And then I guess these little stumps here can actually work as like maybe his hands. Yeah, I think that could work. Oh yeah, okay. So if I wanted to actually carve these, I'm actually going to have to turn this around and come in at this angle. Which means I'm going to have to turn it like this.